It's Yuri here from Oracle Red Bull Racing Esports, and today we're going to have a look at VRS at Suzuka. It's for week 9 in iRacing. It's going to be quite hot, the track. It's going to be quite slippery, and sector 1 is going to be very important to take the right lines. So let's take a look at how that looks like. So here we are in the last sector, about to start our lap. Driving the Mercedes 2020 AMG EVO. Main straight here. We're running a lot of downforce this week to try to get the most out of the speed in sector 1 as we can. To the left side for turn 1. Use the curb. And keep it tight all around here. Small inputs. Almost flat there. Our struggles a bit in the low speed. It makes up for that with the grunt it has out of the corners and the downforce it has in medium and high speed. So send it into spoon. Use all the outside that we can, try to get a good exit. Coming up to 130R. Should be easily flat with the current downforce levels. Try to keep it smooth. And go over the left. Speed up here. And the lap on the inside. That's the lap around Suzuka. So here we are, start the lap, having a closer look. I'm gonna run up to turn 1, get the car all the way over to the left side, and I use this entry road here as a reference. And then I try to brake, maybe like 10-15 meters after this entry road. And you have to try to be careful of not braking too hard. If you brake too hard and the car goes into the ABS here, it tends to understeer off the road. So you want to be careful with the brakes here, and then after you hit the first apex, go to the left side here and try to find a bit here in between the first and second apex where you can get the car straightened up, and that way you can brake a bit harder, get a bit more speed out of the car. And try to get a bit of a straight line, open the corner up, and then get the car to the inside. For turn 2 here, what I like to do is use a bit of the curb on the inside. It helps the car rotate a bit, and it also helps to get the car lined up for the next corner again. So try to go over the top of this curb here. You can also completely miss it and get towards the left side that way. I like to take it over the top of it. And then for sector 1 here, what you want to do in every corner is try to make sure that you don't exit too wide and compromise the entry of the next corner too much. And what you want to do is have, in the middle of the corner, have fairly low pedal inputs, and that keeps the balance of the car the same. So we want to exit. We want to make sure that we're not ending up on entry on the left side here. Try to open up the next corner a bit again. Then slow inputs here to keep the car balance the same. Same here, you don't want to enter completely on the inside here. You want to give yourself a bit better entry. Find the inside here. I brake a bit in the middle of the corner here, but again, slow inputs. Try to keep it tight on this corner exit here. That way you can make it almost all the way to the right side here. And the last corner here, out of the first corner, first sector, it should be almost flat at the start of your stint. Maybe if you get a really good line, you can even take it flat. Then you want to ride tires as close to this curb, maybe even touching the curb a bit. But you want to be careful if you clip this curb too much on the outside here. The car tends to understeer. And if it understeers too much and you hit the grass, this spot of grass here, you're not going to see the track again, because the track keeps turning to the left, and clipping this gas here will make your car go straight. So you want to make sure to avoid that. Then we get to the Dageners. Dagener 1 I take in 4th gear. I don't really look at where to brake on the left side here. I brake a bit before the 50, but I try to spot the apex early already. The braking point doesn't matter that much. It matters most how much speed you can carry through the corner while setting up Dagener 2 well. I take all the curb on the inside here, and then you end up with 2 tires on the left side of the red and white curb. Down to 3rd gear. Brake a bit on this red and white curb, but try to make sure that when you're braking in a straight line. Get to the inside. Want to make sure that your right side tires keep hitting, I think it's hitting this white line. If you go too much with the right side tires on this curb here, it tends to catch the car a bit, but you also get an off track. Then we go for the hairpin. You want to make sure, again, that you enter the corner a bit to the left side here. Stick to the right so that when you start braking, the car's in a straight line. Down to 2nd gear. Try to make sure that you get a good exit here. Again, the Mercedes struggles here if you have to turn too much still while you're on full throttle. So what you want to do is straighten up the car quite early, like here. Straighten up the car quite early and then try to have a good run out of the corner. If you're turning too much while going on throttle, you're staying too much in the TC and it's going to cost you time back into the straight. And we'll run up to Spoon, and in Spoon it's important with the outside curb to either take a lot of it or not take it at all, because if you drive over it on the wrong angle, it can spin your car around. So what I like to do again here is look at this entry road here, the service road, and brake just after it, from 5th down to 4th gear, down to 3rd gear. And then this is the curb I'm talking about. If your right side tires are exactly on this edge of the curb, it tends to really upset the car. So what you want to do is either have your right side tires on the right side of this or on the left side of this. You can go over it. So on the right side of it, like here, this is not an off track. Or you keep your tires on the left side of it. If you have your tires exactly on this edge of the curb, it can upset the car. And then for the exit here, it's the same as in the hairpin. You want to make sure you straighten up the car quite early to avoid going to the TC that much. So what I try to do, let's go from the cockpit cam. What I try to do is get towards the inside here where the curb ends. And I try to get the car straightened up as early as I can. Again, small steering input here will make sure that the car has a bit more drive out of the corner. A bit less TC means a bit more speed onto the straight. Then we got a long run up to 130R. 130R should be easy flat. You do need to open up the corner as much as you can. And then smooth steering inputs here. And we have a similar issue as a Spoon curb on the exit here. Sometimes if you drive exactly over the edge of the curb, so if your right side tire is exactly on the edge of the green and red and white curb, it can spin the car or upset the car. So you either want to not go over this line or go over it completely and then go back over across it. When we get to the last chicane, I try to brake just before the 100. Braking is tricky in the Mercedes, so try to be very late on your downshifts, especially the downshift from 3rd to 2nd. So I try to brake just before the 100. The last downshift quite late. Clip the curb a bit on the right and try to set up the exit again. Don't try to go too wide or too deep on the first one. It will compromise your exit too much. Try to be in the middle of the track in between the corners. You can use a bit of the entry curve, the apex curve here, and set up for a good exit again. You can drive over this curb, and then what I find quite nice is this curb is a bit elevated. To drive off the curb where this ends here, so you can save your right side tires on this green part and drive off it just afterwards. And then we want a short run to the line. That's a lap around Suzuka in the Mercedes AMG 2020. So that was a lap in the Mercedes AMG. As you can see, it was quite a hot track. Quite important to manage the car into the corners, manage the car in the middle of the corners especially as well. Quite easy to upset the balance. I hope it was useful. And if you want to see more guides like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. See you guys next time.